So I don't know if I want my daughter back. We don't know what we want. We don't know what that relationship looks like. So we can't really force it. We can't really do anything to force it. We really just have to be in this space of nothingness to allow for whatever is going to transpire. Some parts of it, like, and when Sue said last week of like surrendering, and then you read that section on surrender and you said, well, the let go, let God is the closest thing to it. That's why I wanted to include that in the Substack. We're in this space where there's nothing. Okay, we're not a human, we're not a divine being yet. There's just nothingness. We're kind of just waiting for this soul's purpose to start to reveal itself. Like our soul's always being connected to a source. So we can always hear this divine source, but not when we're in the pain, not when we're in the stories, not when we're identifying with our environment around us and giving something value. It's in that void. So that's what we want to engage and practice being there. So surrender, let go, let God. Again, I'm not going to do anything. That's not it. Okay, so that's just saying it's yours to deal with. I don't have to do anything. At this midway section, we're saying, I don't know what anything is for. I don't know. Once we get up into the higher sections, it's extremely proactive. And the higher up we go, the more proactive it is. That means the more engaged we have to be, the more willing we have to be the conduits, because we have free will. We could easily say, no, I don't want anything. I don't want to know. I just want to watch TV and eat ice cream. And we can do that because we have free will. So right now we're kind of deciding maybe what we want, this next phase to look like, this last phase of our life to look like. If we know nothing around us adds to us or can subtract from us, then what do we do with this? Now, once we get into level 3, that's when we become more conduits. Once we start to hear the voice, and you will never hear me say that I am there and it's integrated, because I will not be, because I know as soon as I say that or think that I've arrived at some high level, pride always begets a fall and you're back down at the bottom. I have learned that enough times in my life that I will never, ever, ever claim to be in those higher levels or claim to be enlightened. So do as I say, don't do as I say, don't do as I do. That's always going to be my motto. But I do have the flashes, and I do know to follow them. I know to follow certain cues. Okay, and in this midway section, that's what we're learning. We're learning to listen for the cues because we don't know what anything is for. So now in this article, what I mentioned was things that I said to my daughter when she was not talking to me. She was very angry with me. There was nothing but silence. But when I had the opportunity to email her, and I wasn't bombarding her or trying to get her attention or trying to do anything, it's just if I had an opportunity to email her, those were the things that I was saying to her. So it was, I'm proud of you. You're truly doing everything right. And these were emails that I took that I wanted to include. And growing up, I always told my kids, and I'm an Aquarius, and an Aquarius motto is always question authority. And that's always been like a motto in the back of my head, always question authority. And I've said that to all my kids constantly. And so I said that again in an email, always a question authority, especially if it's mine. And then find your own way, claim your own path, never apologize for it. I'll be here no matter what. So, and there's no response. There's nothing there. There's no validation. There's nothing saying that it's right or it's being received. I didn't even know if she was receiving this. I didn't know if she had the same email address. I didn't know. But I wasn't doing it for a response. It was part of me that's like, can I do this? Who am I? What is a loving mother? What is a supportive mother? I almost had to like re-identify with that or become that. And then again, like I mentioned, not connecting to her on a wounded child level, but a soul to soul level. So from here on up, that's what we're doing. We're making a soul connection, not a human connection. Because if we're making a human connection, level 1, I'm a victim, you owe me. Level 2, I want to control this, you owe me, let's do it this way. None of that exists. So we really kind of just got to get settled right now. And then because we're going to start becoming a conduit and practicing more of like, what does this mean? What is that higher voice asking for me? What is my soul's purpose? The answer is always to just be love. So what does love always look like when it's not being validated? Because now that's not love, because that's not authentic. That's something that we do for validation.